We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for divine masculine, just to see what is going on. Today brings us a powerful alignment. We have a triple trine. We have Venus, Mars, and Saturn retrograde, and they're in the main water signs. We have them in Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is really going to bring a lot of your intuition online. Expect to be feeling things deeply today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how these alignments are going to impact you as they're bringing some serious vibes to your love life. Today, part of the mix, we also have Venus in Scorpio, which is trine Saturn and Pisces. This is like bringing long-term commitment energy, focus on partnerships, on your love life, but it's also meant to bring a really stable energy to your love life too. But things are kind of getting serious in that area as Venus in Scorpio is bringing some serious vibes. We also have the moon shifting out of Libra and into Scorpio, kind of adding to the mix. We're also integrating those eclipse energies, which might have thrown things out of balance or brought up imbalances in your love life too, but you should be kind of starting to feel better after that eclipse. We're going to talk a little bit about those energies too. So over the next couple of weeks, we have a lot of shadow work that's coming up. Doesn't surprise me, as during this time on the planet, it's a time where as the frequencies are going higher, obviously it's bringing not just our personal shadows to the surface, but it's also bringing collective shadows to the surface. So we have to kind of do that work now and take a deeper look at ourselves within these energies. The focus is going to be on your relationships. They're bringing an intense vibe to your connections, and it just kind of depends on how they're going as to how they're feeling. If things are going great, they're going to be feeling amazing. Not so great, you're going to be feeling that too, because they're really going to intensify whatever is going on in your love life. This is like all or nothing kind of energies, like you're wanting it all during this time. You're probably having a big focus on wanting some type of long-term partnership or commitment. And this is huge for twin flames, and we're going to talk about a few of the things that are kind of coming up for twin flames, as twin flames are here to help to, I want to say lead, but to shift us out of the old relationship template. So sometimes they don't go like that. If you guys were just in a normal 3D connection, you wouldn't get the same, I don't want to say benefits or soul growth out of it. So oftentimes twin flames are anything but the normal relationship dynamic. They can come with all sorts of kind of things with them too, but these are huge energies for the flames too, as it's part of your divine mission to come into union with your twin flame. But oftentimes there's a lot of, whether it's external circumstances past your control, you could have to navigate all sorts of karmic situations, obstacles, blocks. It could be separations and things like that. So oftentimes twin flame can also plunge you into, because we're going to go into this energy, into your deeper shadows too that can come up. Usually this is in the separations or the lows or being apart. It can feel, I want to say, very heart-wrenching to be apart from your twin flame. It can feel kind of like a blessing and a curse, like if you're not able to fully be with anyone else, generally, I say generally, after you've met your twin flame. But if they don't want to be with you, right, this can also affect things. Oftentimes, you'll know you're in a twin flame situation because it can actually leave you with a lot of healing, issues coming to the surface, heartbroken, maybe being rejected 9,000 times. Just kind of depends on what's going on for you. Sometimes it's not the normal dynamic of how it goes. It just kind of depends with that too. So it's a lot coming to the surface. Remember that all of your situations here on planet Earth, but especially your twin flame journey, is designed to trigger, keyword trigger, or bring a lot of emotions to the surface, like in its design. And everyone's different. I work with so many twin flames, and everyone has their own kind of situations going on within these dynamics. But with how it goes, generally you're going to have to navigate different spaces, and it can be kind of challenging to navigate. And then we throw in all of this, we'll say Venus and Scorpio energy can make things very, very intense during this time too, as Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and this is all about spiritual awakening, but also the deeper transformation that comes out of these connections. Oftentimes you guys are, doing a lot of reflecting, introspective, going within these type of connections. And it just kind of depends on how that is translating into your own dynamic right now. So we have those kind of awakening energies, huge, over the next 3 weeks. This can be bringing a reality check for some too. The Saturn energies, they're meant to bring stability and good things and stuff like that. These are actually very positive energies that can bring a lot of good fortune. And when I hear that word fortune, I always think destiny and kind of spinning the wheel, depending on what you'll get back from the universe too. So these kind of energies are at play right now. We're going to start with a reading for the Divine Feminine, but make sure you're checking out my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I am an energy healer. If you need a one-on-one phone call, remember this is just a general reading, but I like to put these out for the collective. Make sure you're doing those one-on-one phone call options with me for the readings. This will help you a ton with your specific situation. You can do those readings as often as you need them. I have tons of healing sessions. I do healings, clearings, and activations, which you're going to need anyways. Doesn't matter if you're a twin flame or not. I have just so many healings on my website, but I have one specifically for twin flames to help you guys with specifically what comes up during the process. I also do twin flame coaching, which is great for working you through, no matter where you're at, working you through the process. So I have all sorts of options on my website. Check it out. During this time, your intuition is going to be really heightened. Make sure you're trusting your gut feelings, say your instincts and your intuition. We have that also Saturn and Pisces in the mix. This is all about spirituality, and you're probably going to be able to kind of, I want to say, put yourself in your partner or your twin flame shoes and kind of see their perspective during this time. This can bring a lot of love and compassion into our connections, but also higher understanding and awareness into these connections. But let's just go ahead and start with a reading for the Divine Feminine. Keep in mind, you might be feeling a little bit emotional. I was feeling the purge hitting. We're getting hit with a lot of X flares right now. So we're in a really, really high KP index. We're in like a K7 today, tomorrow, and the next day. So we're in a lot of geomagnetic energies. You'll probably be feeling a lot of emotions coming to the surface, so you might be feeling a little bit emotional, but these are the energies we want to be. Yes, we're clearing things, but we want to stay on track manifesting. We're manifesting really fast in these highs, but sometimes we can get kind of stuck in the emotional purges coming up, especially in the twin flame journey. But let's just go ahead and start with a reading for the Divine Feminine Collective. What's going on? Divine Masculine, if you're watching, direct messages from your Divine Feminine. I'm resisting my desire for you because it's too late now. We've grown apart and you've moved on. And so you might feel that about this person. Sad to say this isn't for everyone. Some of them haven't chosen you and have chosen, this is typical, I don't want to pick, of the masculine choosing a more egoic path, not seeing that any of the ego paths lead to a dead end and back into spiritual awakening. And I'm going to get into it. We have this tower energy. We have a lot of upheaval. This could be emotional upheaval for the Divine Feminine. Some of you guys are feeling quite emotional right now about your Divine Masculine or your situation. You might even be purging mildly or whatever, right? And kind of releasing things or needing to heal certain things on your side too. So you might feel like this person has moved on or is moving on. It's always been you. I don't know how to tell you the truth. I want a new beginning, and this is a reoccurring message we keep getting. Divine Feminine wants to start over with their masculine. You might have tried many times and have been met with resistance on their side too, like they didn't want to, and this can be upsetting to you. However, we just went through this last eclipse of this year, and then we're getting hit with all these space storm energies. And I was kind of connecting this morning, and they're all about building the new and anchoring into the new, and you will have a chance. So if you're not fully in union with this person, you will end up in union with this person. Do your work. If you are in a separation, you will get a redo for reunion and union. And to really take advantage of it, to work on yourself during this space, it might be that maybe you need to heal certain things or your twin flame is healing certain things. Generally, it's both, right? And may need to work through some of the issues. So you want a new beginning. This can be reconciliation, reunion, union, or if you're in union, like, starting over with this person, bringing new energies into the connection. You will get that. You might feel far off. If you're in a separation, you always will, I always say, but you will get that. Letting you down was the worst decision I make. So twin flame, generally they'll bring out your best aspects, right? They'll encourage you to work harder and do better and up level many areas of your life. And we have those kind of themes playing out right now. So while we talked a little bit about this being really good energy for your love life, it's great energy for your finances, this trine, right? And to focus on that and financial stability in your love life, and things like that. But also twin flame brings out the worst aspects, repressed emotions, energy, shadow aspects, and you might feel that when they trigger you, they kind of bring out whether insecurities or negative shadow aspects that you need to heal and transmute and deal with. And so you might feel that like they've triggered a lot in you that you need to deal with, really dealing with what has come up for you too. You were my best friend and I cherished our friendship above all others. So while twin flames, they're like your ultimate lover on every level. They're like total best friends vibes, but they're also the lover vibes. Don't get me wrong. This is not a platonic relationship. Even those that start out in those kinds of situations, due to whether it's external forces or things like that, you know, there's a whole magnetic vibe there. And it's like a soul pull. It's on a spiritual level. It isn't physical, just physical either. It's like a very, very spiritual, energetic pull too. But sometimes we can get into it's a very magnetic connection. Like even though you think you're separate polarities, it's one of the same. It's almost like, you know, you have a battery and it's got the two sides, but it's part of the same whole with twin flames. Now, sometimes you can get in that repelling energy if you're in a lot of emotional energy or you're in a negative vibe or feeling negatively about, we'll say, yourself or the connection or whatever. And when you're feeling really, really good, you're going to notice your twin flame is around more and that they're really magnetized to you. And then we have the runner dynamic or pushing you away or avoidance. This is the repulsion energy, and you want to be in the attracting energy, right? Like, okay, so when you're feeling good and when you're like in this state of, I say gratitude, self-love, healing, you're going to be very, very attractive to this person and naturally pull them to you. And so it's all about our auric field and energy. And sometimes it's not about what we're doing, what we're saying, who we are. It's more about when we meet someone with our auric field of if we're attracting them with our energy too, because it's not just the physical, that's us in the physical, but we have this energy field, this auric field around us. And it's also about the vibrations that you're putting out there in your auric field and your energy field. So it's very important also that you're raising your vibration and staying in that state of love so that you can be more in that, I want to say, pull energy too. Some of you guys might be stuck in the push cycle, that separation, pull, reunion, union. I still feel connected to you, but I've waited too long to reach out. Is it too late for us? So you're always feeling that connection, and this is why it can get overwhelming for one or both. You're always feeling them. You're always thinking about them. They're always on your mind with these kind of spiritual connections, a little bit extra too. And so you know that during this time that even if you have to go, and you must respect that you both have your own journeys. I want to say separate. I don't want to use that word, but you have your own separate soul journeys here on earth. And there are things that you need to take care of. Not one or the other is more important to your paths. And I think that with twin flames, when it works best is like you're very respectful that you have your own paths that you have to, I want to say, walk and things like that. So, and it's about bringing it together as a whole. And I always say it's the, we could say it's the infinity sign too of the points where you're going to come together and do these union points or even separations, which you must do on your own. And the separations are all about, and this fits the energies with today's trine, spiritual growth and really going deep within yourself and your healing and shifting into higher timelines, right? And I always say your twin flame will meet you there. So it's about the inner work that must be done too. And we have these kind of themes playing out. Our beliefs were just too different. I couldn't reconcile mine to yours. You guys might have different belief systems, programming, and things that you're healing. You're thinking about this person. If you're apart, you might be crying, having nostalgia, missing this person. It can make you very emotional to be apart from this person, especially if you don't know what's going on too. This is your soul that gives you all of your lessons. So you can't, it's not about ego manipulation of getting what you want. I know it's hard, right? Because it's the soul. There's nothing you can do to sway some things when it comes to the soul. And I say the soul lessons that we must get too. And so the best thing to do to shift your situation is to really follow that spiritual and soul guidance that you're getting and connect with your soul and just shift out of ego. Now, the thing is with your twin flame, this is where the ego goes to die, and that every time you've gone into a separation, this person probably put you in an emotional turmoil, spin, and even an ego death that will follow, which is really hard to navigate. Like, so you might have even had to go through multiple ego deaths, but I always say that is all about the rebirth that follows and things like that. So make sure that if you're on this twin flame journey, really dedicate and focus that time on your healing, clearing your energy, and to shift through and move through the stages, because there's different stages that you'll go through within this journey and things like that too. So you might feel bad about how things went. You might feel guilty. You feel like you want to apologize, remorseful, and even ashamed kind of energy. So this is screaming sacral and solar plexus energy. You might be looking at pictures of this person, thinking about them, missing them. You might feel like, I joke around like, oh, you go into this like the love bubble and it's going to be amazing in union, but actually it'll take you to rock bottom. It'll take you into, and we have the Tower, right? So you might feel like you've hit an all-time low, or that you have through this connection. And this could be karma coming up. You might feel like your life is falling apart. Oftentimes it will on the twin flame journey, like other areas of your life. And things like that, or it might be shaking up your foundation, because we have the belief card that came up. It could be shaking up ego beliefs and things that you need to heal, or it could be triggering a lot of shadow aspects. This could be hidden fears and other areas of your life. It could be about the connection, but oftentimes it might even be about other areas of your life with it too. And so you might be feel kind of sick and tired of these cycles. You might be kind of over it, the cycles that you've been through too. You might be like calling this person a lot and things like that. It depends, right? We have that card of it, or trying to reach out. Some of you guys, your twin flames ignoring you, no contact in these separations. Not for everyone. Some of you guys are actually in union. This is just a general read, but some of you guys might be trying to reach out and they're ignoring you. No, they're going through it on their side too. We're going to get into that on the masculine side. Now, these energies are all about getting creative too and getting in that flow. It's all about getting in that higher frequency and higher alignment, and that is going to help your twin flame to kick things in on their end too for the divine feminine. So make sure that you're working on staying in that higher frequency, really working on healing your sacral chakra, finances, getting in a creative flow, and working on, like, it could be business partnerships, creative ideas, creative business stuff, job stuff. Okay, this is ascension. Make sure you're taking your next step. I always say you'll shift into higher timelines and your twin flame will meet you there. Yeah, I know. And that when you fall into the lower, usually there's problems, and in the higher, you're feeling really good and you'll notice they meet you there. So for anyone in separation, continuing to heal your energy, raise your frequency, knowing your twin flame will meet you in those higher timelines, and really working on becoming that higher version of yourself too. We do have a lot of clearing energy coming up, and this is okay, so we have an alignment with Ceres, and this is an asteroid, and I think this is important because we're going into the autumn and the winter, and Ceres was, we'll say, connected with the underworld and the cycles. So we know Ceres' daughter was taken to the underworld, and Ceres kills the crops every year, right? Mythology. And kills the crops every year, and then when the daughter returns in the spring, the crops come back to life. Now, sometimes we need to really honor the cycles, whether it's, we're talking about the earth and the winter and the spring, but actually the cycles of life. And so sometimes we're having to move through different cycles, and then winter represents the death, and then we go into the rebirth in the spring, and it kind of takes us there too. And so we're needing to surrender to the balance and the flow of things right now. Sometimes we're trying to hold on too tightly. We go through these cycles of transformation while we're here too. So we have this ego death energy, surrendering, detach, and you need to have faith in the process. Some of you guys, when you struggle, it makes it harder, and to just let go during this time. And I know better than anyone because I keep having to go through some of this stuff with you guys, right? And when you have this fear of letting go, like you'll lose this person forever, I can't let go, right? And the more you try to hold on, the more you're struggling on an ego sense. And the trick is to just let go and to surrender to the universe. And you're learning that you have to do that at times with this connection. The more you're trying to hold tight, they're pulling away. So some of you guys might be going through this runner energy. This could be avoidance patterns. Your partner could be full on ignoring you or just pulling back. And this is the emotions. This is why they are. It's getting emotionally overwhelming for them. They can't handle it. And you might be feeling that. So, you know, you pick up on both of your emotions oftentimes when you're twin flames. Things might be emotionally supercharged right now too. Clearing your energy if you have a lot of heavy emotions coming up. All right, connecting with your angels for healing during this time. Make sure you're working with the angels. And also make sure you're working on other manifestations and other areas of your life. You came here to do some type of divine mission and to do big things, especially if you're a twin flame, connecting with that energy. Focus on your manifestations right now and all areas of your life. That goes for the twin flame too. Yes, you want to be manifesting them, right? And manifesting union, sometimes when we're like, oh, it's impossible, I don't know, those are the blocks that we must face. So you want to work on also manifesting union, but it's more about getting balance between the divine feminine and divine masculine. We are clearing. Someone told me the other day, I'm going to have to throw this in a video. Well, I don't think I really have a lot to heal. I don't have a lot of trauma. And maybe some of you guys will resonate with that too. Now, the thing is that we are undoing thousands of years of programming and conditioning on top of it. So maybe not. I hope not. I hope everyone doesn't. But we're also clearing a lot of beliefs. And we're doing a reading first for the divine feminine. A lot of these beliefs come straight from the womb, from your ancestral line. And you're clearing a lot of outdated programming and beliefs, especially about your love life. And a lot of us, most of us were not modeled a healthy model of love in childhood. So we have a lot of inner child issues, even deeper generational patterns that we're trying to clear and get rid of on both sides. So we have these kind of things coming up that might be affecting your relationship. So this is all about balancing. And this is all about, this has triggered a lot of shadow aspects as we're moving through some of these energies, especially with Venus and Scorpio. So it's bringing up the relationship stuff, right? Any relationship baggage blocks or even love shadows, right? Because a lot of our shadows and wounding are from previous relationships or even, beliefs or negative beliefs or programming about love. And this is about coming into a higher balance. So and this isn't for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're in union, but especially in separation, you need to come into a balance with yourself, and the universe will bring you together. When we get out of balance, we talked about that energy and leading to separation. So when we're in a balance and in a higher alignment, because this is all about alignment, then we can come into a deeper harmony and alignment with our twin flame. So oftentimes twin flames are going through a lot of energetic work and even recalibration, coming into balance within yourself right now, in your connection with the divine masculine, divine feminine, but also even your shadow aspects. You need to balance something in your energy right now. All right, appreciate where you're at. Stay grateful. And this is like, your twin flame appreciates you. See the blessings. Stay in gratitude right now. Try to get rid of any negativity or negative mindset. Like this could be ego coming through, or like we talked about, negative beliefs that need to go, that might be blocking you too. Trust in the divine timing of this connection. There might be external circumstances, forces. It could feel like there's always something working against you, but it's not yet time. And a lot of you guys don't like that. You're like, it hasn't been yet time for a lot of people. And you'll be like, well, wait, I've been on this journey a really long time. So also trust in the divine. This is a divinely guided connection, and it's meant to be, one that leads you to peace and a beautiful harmony and alignment and a higher union too. But some of you guys have had a lot of obstacles that you'll feel was working against you, but this was actually the path and what you're navigating. So also really surrendering, that's like message of the day, trusting the path and trusting the universe with this. All right, this is opening up a hidden path. Some of you guys are facing blocks and detours. Like, I want to say a detour is like road closed, like when you're driving and everything's there and you can't go, right? It's like the road is closed and you can't go that way. Okay, this is what a detour is, and this is what blocks are like. So there are some blocks that you're needing to clear, and it might be taking you in a new direction. And this could be things popping up like separation, reunion, unions. Expect plot twists in your love life right now with these energies. You might have been thinking things were going great. I saw this for a few of the flames, and then Or opposite, you thought it was hopeless and suddenly, you know, your person comes back or pops up. You never know how this is going to go on the twin flame journey too. Okay, so we have Two of Cups in reverse, and this is usually, it's my union card. This can indicate separation. This might be unrequited feelings. You might feel like this person is not putting in effort, or that they don't care about you, or that they don't care about the connection. There might be some type of imbalance, like separation. There might have been a breakup, argument, or not seeing eye to eye with the situation. This is my unrequited love card too. And it just kind of depends how this is translating into your connection and things like that. So we have the Two of Pentacles. This is like you need to get organized, and you might feel like you're overextending yourself. Energy is like slowed down right now. We're still integrating a lot of high frequency energy. We're integrating the energies of the eclipse. Some of you guys are being guided to slow down in your life. You might feel like things are not moving with that delay and obstacle card. Like you, and this might be with your flame situation. You might feel like nothing is happening. For some, you're getting no communication from this person. Like they're just, I want to say dead. I don't want to use the word ghost. Dead, fell off your timeline, not around. For some, they are, but things aren't moving forward. This is a time to integrate some of the energies right now. So we have the Fool in reverse, which is my new beginning energy, but it's in reverse. So there's some type of block. Like if you've been waiting on a new beginning, reunion, union, maybe it hasn't happened yet, but you're needing to keep the faith, because this is like you're losing hope in the situation. You're losing your faith, and you need to really trust your spirit guides and angels that are bringing you through this situation, and to trust. A lot of you guys are seeing a lot of signs, synchronicities. It could be dreaming about your twin flame, telepathic communication, sensing them, spirit messages, downloads of like what to do. Really tap into these things, because we have the Wheel of Fortune, and this is destiny is not done yet. This is a destined time, especially with all of these eclipse energies and the frequencies rising on planet Earth. You're destined to come into, we'll say, union with this person, but you really have to shift into that alignment with yourself first. And sometimes that can take a lot of work. There's going to be destined events that are playing out. For some, these could be karmic events in your life that are leading you closer to union, or just things happening, big changes happening. There's a lot of change in the air on a collective level, but we're doing an individual reading too. So this is, the universe is going to work to bring you into union and shift things in your favor. And this is a twin flame connection, so know that. So if you guys are off your path, separation, the universe is going to work hard to bring you back together into reunion and union through external events happening in your life and things like that. I'm going to get to this last, but it could feel like a tower, a lot of upheaval. So we do have a new beginning of love. Some of you guys are already in it. You're in union. It's starting to feel amazing in these energies, just being around your person and just being in love, having less expectations, feeling more healed about it and more chill about it. This is a relationship though, and that's all some of you guys want, is some type of commitment or relationship with your person and with your twin flame. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords, and this is in reverse. This can indicate blocks on your masculine side. Usually this is like them coming in and going for what they want, but you might have been met with resistance, and it's all about control. They feel out of control, so they might be controlling things on their side and stuff like that, and like they might not have taken advantage of the opportunity with you or something like that. So there might be some type of block. Like usually this is like them coming in and they might not be yet. And then we have the Five of Pentacles card. It's one of my favorites, even though it's kind of a negative card, but this is like negative changes happening in hardship. You need to turn to the spiritual. This is the man and the woman. So while it's a flame reading, this is going to represent both of you guys on both of these next cards. All right, so this is like, you might feel like you're out in the cold. This person might be giving you the cold shoulder. You might feel like they're acting really cold to you or insensitive to you. You might feel like there's some bad luck. This is like you're missing your person. You might have gone through a breakup. You might have gone through a separation, but this is my rejection card. I was saying usually twin flame, you might feel like this person has rejected you 9,000 times, right? And it's hard on your heart chakra. It can trigger a lot of inner child stuff and stuff like that. But the solution is to turn to the spiritual with this card, right? And stuff like that. Okay, so getting spiritual and nurturing, strengthening your spiritual connection will help. Now, last card, I know it's not that great. I had that yesterday for me. This is the Tower card. And you'll notice that there's two people, we'll say, I don't want to say jumping, falling from the tower, right? Being thrown from the tower, right? Jumping from the tower. And I'll say that represents both twin flames. It's not just you going through this, even though we feel that in separation. Like you're just going through something on your own, right? You might feel rejected and abandoned by your twin flame, or they left you, or they don't want you. And I don't think there's anything worse to go through, or they're not showing up for you. They're not choosing union. They're not choosing you, and all of the things we have to navigate going through these beautiful separation cycles. And sometimes they can come out of nowhere. You might feel like things are going good and they're gone, or the rug has been ripped out and you're suddenly on a timeline and you feel way off of it. And I feel like, Lord, I gotta put this stuff in words. And you might feel like that, like you're just suddenly by yourself and something has gone very wrong when your twin flame is gone, right? Like when you end up in these separate timelines, like something has gone very, not good. So this is like an upheaval. It's the soul shock to your system, because that's what we go through and what we experience, but also trusting there's divine intervention happening. And this is to clear away your false negative beliefs about yourself and the ego. So this is my ego death card as well too, right? You're going through an upheaval. You got to get rid of that ego. Bigger ego, less harmony in your relationships. So you got to heal certain things. And this is all those negative beliefs that will come up about maybe yourself, your person, and even this twin flame connection at times, especially when apart, right? So you're navigating that right now. I have a lot of stuff up on my site for today. I think for tomorrow. So I have a lot of stuff up for the next couple of days. I've put new stuff on my website for the next couple of days. I am doing activations and healing, so it's a great time to tap into this triple trine, especially for healing and clearing things, even on lots of different levels. So I have lots of stuff in my site up for today. Make sure you guys are checking that out. We're going to do a reading for the Divine Masculine just to see what's going on. So know that they're mirroring. And this goes for both sides. However you're feeling emotionally, if you're going through a lot, they are too. Some of them are pulled back because of the intense emotions of the connection. We have a lot of soul searching energy on the Divine Masculine side. Okay, Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine Collective. Divine Feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. I feel like I abandoned you and myself when we broke up. I want to reconcile. This might be triggering both of your abandonment wounds. Sometimes you feel it big time on your side, Divine Feminine, and they're feeling it on their side too. So oftentimes, not everyone, but we all hold the different wounds for our attachment wounds and trauma and things like that. And oftentimes it's not just picked up an inner child. It might have been the way that your parents were attaching to their caregivers in previous generations. So I know we think it might be from our own childhood trauma. Sometimes it's intergenerational, but it also is from childhood trauma. So some of these masculines might have both core wounds. We have the fear of being abandoned and perceived abandonment and abandoning their Divine Feminine. And then we have the avoidant wound, which can make them be very dismissive or go avoidant and things like that. But we're dealing with the abandonment wound. This could be from previous connections that they've been through that have left hurts, or even childhood and things like that. So they're feeling that big time right now. Some of them may have abandoned their twin flame, Divine Feminine, for ego path, or because the universe has guided them to, I suppose, on the bigger picture of it, because they had other things to do on their journey or whatever. Usually it's out of fear though. So sometimes it's just subconscious programming. I really feel like Divine Masculine is being made aware of their own patterns and working on these patterns that have come to the surface too. They're like doing the inner work to really look at themselves and some of the patterns that may be affecting the relationship or the twin flame dynamic that have been coming up for them too. Ways that they've been acting. Everywhere I go or look around as if you'll be magically be there. They think of you everywhere. They see little reminders of you. I wish I could take back the hurtful things I said. I was wrong to take my frustration out on you. Things might have been said. I always say this makes it so much worse. And things usually are said out of anger or being upset or emotionally charged, right? And then usually twin flame will just regret it so bad after, like hurting one or the other, right? Because it's usually said like impulsively or being upset, and then you calm down and kind of feel bad about things too. So there might have been things said. This could be on either side. My heart keeps coming back to you, even though I know you've lost faith in me. This person, there's no way that this person can get you out of their heart. And oftentimes when they try, it's very, very painful and makes them go through a lot of extra healing. So this person has you on their heart and on their mind. There's so much unspoken between us. I need to tell you how I really feel. And there might be some type of silence, distance, no contact, separation. It just depends. Divine Masculine is being guided to really heal their throat chakra during this time. They might have deep throat chakra wounds that are coming up, probably from the past, but being triggered in this connection too, and things like that. So there might be blocks in the throat chakra that they're dealing with or have surfacing or coming up where they're having to communicate, and also not just communicate their feelings and their side of things. I couldn't handle my true feelings for you, so I kept you as a friend and nothing more. Hating this card lately, right? All right, a lot of you guys, they had such intense feelings for you and they didn't want to act on them. They might have wanted you in their life and tried to friend zone you. And they might even have a pattern of doing this in previous partners, right? This is fear of commitment and things like that, or deeper, we'll say attachment issues and things like that. And I said this is like an all or nothing season, like it might have caused issues. This might have been something coming up on the Divine Masculine side, that they had some type of commitment block or something coming up where they weren't ready to do union, and it might have caused more separation issues. You were the love of my life. I didn't figure that out before. Now I know it's true. So twin flame is always the love of your life. No one else can compare. I was talking about the contrast between karmics and twin flame, of just how different they are. Not in a good way with the karmics, right? You're like, right? Because I have a lot of people, I could name a few, navigating third-party karmics, right? Issues letting go of the karmics, hanging them around. I said, you cannot bring your nasty karmics into union with you. like if you're still, and you'll say, well, what do you mean bring them into union with me? If you have, and usually this is previous lovers, attachments, current karmics, if they're in your field, if they're connected to you as an attachment, they're just going to throw off your union and usually derail it and lead to more separation. And you're having to do the inner work. Why do we do this spiritual inner work? Because we want to heal ourselves. We want to uplift our energy. So the more that we have connected to us of those lower frequencies, because your karmics are from lower timelines. And, sometimes I'm not going to go into, like, if you have kids, you're contracted with them. But if your contract is over, why do you want to keep your exes around? Narcissistic supply. Okay, why else? Okay, and this is an ego thing, right? So we want to get rid of previous lovers, jokes aside, right? People we've been with intimately, and romantic people, that want us in any way currently. We want to clear this energy. Now, no one's making you, but if you want to achieve that higher state of union, you cannot bring the gross energy into union with you. It's a third party, we call it. So when you're trying to okay, so I have people that when they can't let go of the ex, it's like you're carrying around your ex in a suitcase, and you're like bringing the suitcase into your new union house and like trying to shove it under the bed, and your ex keeps popping up, right? Right? Like, why do you want it? Why is there such an attachment to these people that the door's already been closed on? And then this is just energy fuel, right? In some type of way of making you feel good in a negative way. Jokes aside. Okay, so we have some type of karmic clearing coming up big, where a lot of you guys haven't done the work. When we don't do the work, we get sick, we don't feel good, we have health problems and things like that from the karmics. Yeah, they're not good for us. Okay, so if you want to really get into the union, looking at patterns of behavior that are keeping you attached to the lower in that way and things like that. Right, they will never compare to you, and you know that none of the karmics compare to how you feel about the twin flame anyways too. So releasing attachments happening on both sides. You're always on my mind. This Divine Masculine thinks about you all of the time, and even in an obsessive way, like literally. They might not want you to know that, but you're literally on their mind all of the time. Every time my phone rings, I hope it's you. I regret what I did to you. They know that. They have made mistakes too. Both of you have. Maybe you didn't act great. Maybe, like I said, things might have been said out of emotion. I ran because I wasn't ready for you. Some of you guys, you might think you weren't running, but you were, and you were kicking it off, and things like that. It just kind of depends. So there might have been that kind of energy or dynamic. There might have been actual running, or just a pattern of avoidance coming up and things like that. All right, this person, this divine masculine, is watching your social media. They might be getting psychic readings or advice from their friends, but they have an eye on you, even if you feel like they don't, and you might know that. Like, they might have disappeared, but there are a lot of people do this. They disappear, but they kept you on their socials. And they disappeared, and they're not talking to you, but they left you on their socials, right? They made sure to strategically leave you there, right? And things like that. All right, this person might have a double life. I hate this. This is avoidance. Why does someone with avoidance patterns need all of that space? They want to have their own single life. Like, okay, right. Oh my God, okay. And a lot of you guys might sense that or know that. Okay, and I hate saying that. This isn't for everyone, but some of them might be having like a double life. They might be running back to 3D. They might have other people they're chatting, talking to. They might be trying to stay single and keep their options open. They haven't fully committed to you. Just depends. You might be getting the cold shoulder. This could be breakup, distance, or separation. You guys are going to know if that's happening. So this person is unsure about what choice to make and what path to make. Like I said, they might be trying to keep their options open. For those that were thinking the grass was greener on the other side and exploring single life, they might have found that it was actually quite lonely. No one could compare to you, and the grass wasn't greener on the other side. All right. And this person, they might be craving, I love it, just my club card. They might be out, they might be partying, not for everyone. They might be trying to explore other options. Single life just depends, not for everyone, but you'll know if that's for you. All right, make sure you're cleansing and shielding your energy. We talked about clearing the attachments and decluttering from your past. It's not your past if it's right here in the present, right? So you might be needing to clear things that are still affecting you or throwing off your twin flame union. So sometimes your friends, your family, old partners can throw off your twin flame union. Now you're going to know if it's causing a disharmony because probably your twin flame is going to be telling you about it. Like, right? Okay. Like, this person's picking out my energy through you. Like, right? All right. And then usually they'll throw off things. So you're going to know. Yes, sometimes it can be things like that that can throw off union, or it could just be the inner blocks coming up too. You're being guided to really shift into this union in a state of oneness with your twin flame. This is going to take more self-love and taking care of your physical body. You might not be taking care of yourself, divine masculine. You might be not resting. You might be, not eating great, not really taking care of yourself. Really just take care of yourself. Make sure you're also taking care of yourself and loving yourself. All right, we have this, once again, observe card. This masculine is watching divine feminine. They're seeing what you're posting. They're curious and they're watching you from a distance and maybe keeping an eye on you. All right, they have too much of a focus on money, career, and the third dimension. They might have been really materially minded or chosen those timelines. I say their ego timelines, tried to go back to the 3D, but you find you can't go back once you've had a spiritual awakening. They might have tried to go back and might not have been able to, and things like that. This person needs to work on believing that they deserve this union and that they deserve love. They might have some issues and stuff like that from the past. So they're healing from past heartbreak, broken trust, and they're afraid to move forward. They're hesitant to move forward with you and to get into that new beginning. There's something stuck energetically with them. Something blocked. Yes, this could be third parties, but I'm not going into that again. We've gone into that enough. And for most, that isn't the situation. This is silence, barrier. This could be putting up walls, not letting you in. Divine masculine, clear your energy right now. There's something being mirrored to. There's something being reflected back by your twin flame. So oftentimes you guys shut out your twin flame when they're telling you things. Rather, your twin flame is intuitive too and can pick up on things, and they're always mirroring back your own issues, and you don't like that. Sometimes you don't like the things that they're saying to you, but they're to make you look deeper at yourself and your life. So there's some type of healing happening, but there's also a lot of synchronicity happening too from this connection. This is meant to be a positive connection that's supposed to help you through the obstacles and the blocks, and you're supposed to work through these things together. and stuff like that. So we might have a pullback and staying stuck in certain situations or obstacles if not willing to do the work. Or for those that are brave enough to face these obstacles and clear them, you know, you're going to be so rewarded too. So we have this karmic justice card in reverse. Some of you guys are kind of avoiding it. You might feel like you've been treated unfairly. You might be in victim mentality, blaming your twin flame, or avoiding accountability for things on your end too, and not seeing the cause and effect of how things are going or how you're contributing to certain things. Okay, so we have the King of Wands. Some of you guys might be tired from this eclipse. And this is like, you might not be really doing anything. Like you put off, you have goals in life, but you're not going after them. Once again, this could be not wanting to step outside of your comfort zone. Like, you know, you might be hard to move during this time. You didn't want to come out of your comfort zone. This connection was trying to shake you out of it. And the karmics are easy. You know, you're in their comfort zone and you're helping them with their basic lessons. And I was saying this, a lot of starseeds and twin flames are advanced souls. You guys are in a different kind of lessons. You're not doing the Muggle 3D lessons everyone else is. And most of your karmics were. So those were easy connections. Your twin flame is trying to get you to elevate into these 5D higher timelines together into union. And that can require leaving your comfort zone and what you're comfortable with, and also that illusion of control of things too, or whatever it is that keeps you where you're at. And we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, so there's a lot of negative thoughts coming up. Like you're releasing a lot of negative, this is the mental, you're stuck in the mental. Negative beliefs, fear, and anxiety, but you're getting a lot of clarity. You might be purging. This could indicate that you're purging out fear and anxiety and worry, but you're getting to a more clear state and things like that. So you have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and this is like, okay, so when we deal with Venus and Scorpio, sometimes this is like, and even Libra season, Wuthering Heights energy. I saw that again on something. I always see this like it's a synchronicity. It's like Wuthering Heights. This is my King of Pentacles in reverse. It's Wuthering Heights energy. And some of you guys, like, you might have been really materialistic, focused on other people. And you might feel like whatever you wanted to do that was the ego path, you were not successful in it. I know. And that all paths are leading back to this union. And you might not like that, because usually this is like, you're really doing good, you're popular, you're wealthy, you know, you're doing amazing. But this is in reverse in some type of way. So instead of acting like a protector and a provider and loyal to your divine feminine, it's the flip of it. It's the opposite energy of that too. And so this might be like, you're not putting effort in, you're being lazy, you took some bad risks in life, and not on union, on doing your own thing. I don't want to say yourself, on your own timelines, and it didn't pay off. And that there's some type of block here where you've been focused a lot on the material and on the matrix when you should have been focused more on the spiritual connection with this person. So something is out of balance. This is my Temperance in reverse. So we have imbalances. You feel out of control with this. You might feel out of control with your divine feminine. Sometimes it's going to indicate the runner and the chaser, and the chaser feels very out of control and even withdraws even more because of that. But some of you guys are overindulging in alcohol, food, sex, drugs, shopping, anything to take your mind off of this twin flame connection and the feelings. And this is like you're out of balance and you're not feeling calm and grounded. And so there's something kind of going there. But usually when this is upright, you're in balance in this beautiful union with your divine feminine. So something is out of balance with this, like, and affecting how you're feeling inside. And we have the Five of Cups, and a lot of these are in reverse. So a lot of blocks coming up for the divine masculine to work through. Some of you guys are doing that. Some of you might be doing it on your own or in the union. And this is moving on from the past. You're having a hard time letting go of your past. This could be karmic connections, people, but you're having to heal and forgive things from the past. Some of you guys have those karmic cords still with these people because you haven't forgiven them. You haven't done that work, and they're still there. And when you do, you know, you'll let go fully. You're in a lot of grief and sadness. You're releasing a lot of past baggage, and things like that. It could be connected with your twin flame, or it could be blocking your union. These could be the deeper blocks. A lot of times you guys have been hurt in the past and, whatever it is that you're needing to let go of. And this is like heart chakra work too. So this is around past connections and ways that you've been hurt. This could be even deeper from loss from the past. But this could be this is a very sad card. Right? It's very sad. Like you have this sad energy that you're dealing with, and from within, from your past, whatever you've already been through, that might be affecting you from moving forward. Because we have those cards with this reading for both, like this new beginning right here with this eclipse, and we're teetering on it. But some of you guys, you haven't fully moved into that, because the new beginning is reunion and union and starting over and getting it right with your divine feminine. So some of you might be a little bit stuck on that new beginning because you're still releasing things from the past, maybe things from the past with your divine feminine if you've done previous cycles, or a lot of them, or even this is farther back. This is with other connections that have hurt you in the past that might have been giving you some type of fear or anxiety around relationships, or some type of relationship healing that you need. All right, I'm going on that note, but I'm going to be around doing healings and activations. If you need them, just book me on my website. Make sure you guys are checking out my twin flame coaching on my website too. Have a beautiful day.